What's up, everybody? This is your boy Ken, aka MrGentleman, your host of MrGentleman Like That podcast, and this week's sponsorship is from Newsly. Newsly is a all-in-one audio super app for iOS and Android. It picks up web articles about the most trending topics on the web at any given moment and read them to you in a natural human voice. For the first time in ever of the internet, the entire web becomes listenable, all in one place. Browse articles from topic choose, start playing, start scrolling, and start listening. You can follow any topics as you specifically as you like, from sports, science, to Bitcoin, even for the Kardashians. It will find you on the latest article and you read them to you out loud. And they have podcasts as well. Explore trending podcasts from over 50 countries. Our podcast, MrGentleman Like That podcast, is on there as well. Yes, it is. Shout out to Newsly for that. I started using it as my default podcast app. Download and use Newsly for free from www.newsly.me or from the link in the description. Use the promo code MrGentleman that I will also put in the description and receive 1 month free premium subscription. So you already know, y'all, download Newsly now. Check it out. Support them, y'all. This is your boy Ken, aka MrGentleman, your host of MrGentleman Like That podcast, and enjoy the show. You are now listening to MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast Season 7. Hello, everybody. This is your boy Ken, aka MrGentleman, 1/4 of the Premier Voice Podcast, and your host of MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast. And welcome to a new season of MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast, Season 7 of MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Hope all is well. And I'm not gonna lie, I am happy to be back and recording, and happy to bring y'all a new season of MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast. And on this first episode, I'm gonna do something that I don't usually do on a season premiere episode. I'm gonna give y'all a solo episode, and I'm pretty much gonna talk to y'all about pretty much how I've been doing. Why did I decided to take a short break? Because I was doing spin-off series Thursdays, but I decided to take a short break. So I'm up to open up about that. And also, what can y'all expect for Season 7 of MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast? So thank y'all for continuing to join me on this ride. The old listeners and brand new listeners, if this is your first time listening, welcome to the show. And y'all already know what to do. Sit back, relax, and I'll be right back.
Hey guys, it's Destiny Unique, and you are listening to MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. And at this time, it's time for MrGentleman Facts Quote of the Day. And today's quote of the day is, negative thoughts only bring negative results. So stay positive and better results will come. And I say this because when you have a negative mindset, you're only manifesting and bringing in negative results. So no matter what, stay positive, so only positive results will come your way. And that is today, Mr. Gentleman Facts, quote of the day. Hello, everybody. This is your boy Ken, aka Mr. Gentleman, and I am the host of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. And this commercial break is brought to you by Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. On Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast, we interview many guests about their life journey, pretty much where they come from and where they at now. Also promoting their brands or whatever they're doing at the time they come on the show. We also have the host talk about personal stories about himself and everything that he's been through. And also we have fun conversation about anything music, anything old school, relationships, wrestling, and many more. And y'all can tune in to Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast every Sundays at 12 a.m. We are also on every Thursdays at 12 a.m. for Spin-Up Series Thursdays, where we have all of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast spin-off series all in one day, where we have a conversation about music podcasts every first Thursday at 12 a.m. The Old School Show with myself and the Star Roddy Rod every fourth Thursday at 12 a.m. And we have Date Night Talk Podcast with myself and Miss Vanna B every second and third Thursday at 12 a.m. And y'all can tune in to Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, The Pods, and many more. Or y'all can check it out on the official website of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast, www.realmrgentlemanlifestylepodcast.com, www.realmrgentlemanlifestylepodcast.com. And tune in every Sundays and Thursdays at 12 a.m. for Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Thank y'all for tuning in to this commercial break of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Back to your regularly scheduled program. Cheer!
What's up, friends? It's your girl, Sierra Coco from The Wet Lounge, and you're listening to Mr. Gentleman's Lifestyle Podcast.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. And at this time, y'all already know what it is. This is the Season 7 premiere of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. And for the season premiere, I'm doing something that I don't usually do on a season premiere. I am giving y'all a solo episode. Because if y'all listen to my season premiere in the past, I usually have a guest. But since I didn't bring y'all an episode during the road to season 7, like an update episode, I've decided to do it here, And yeah. So first thing first, the question that, I'm gonna ask is, how I've been doing, because if y'all notice that y'all haven't really heard from me like that, unless y'all listen to the Premiere Boy podcast. But how I've been doing okay. I'm not gonna lie, life have been lifing, and I just haven't really been happy. So I realized that I haven't been happy with myself, so I decided to do something about it. I decided to step back and just plan my next move. Because, in life, if you don't like something, instead of complaining about it, you just gotta go out there and change it. So that's what I've been doing, and I've been pretty much working more on my personal life, because things do haven't really fully been better in that department, but other than that, I'm grateful to be alive. I'm grateful to have family and friends to be there. I'm grateful to have some people who've been supporting me even while I was gone. So thank y'all for that. I really appreciate y'all 100%. Yeah, I've been okay, but I know things is going to get better. I believe that, and I'm manifesting that. So why I decided to take an unexpected break from, the podcast world and stuff like that. Because if y'all notice, even though the main series of Mr. Gentleman Like the Podcast ended, I still was putting out spin-off series, Thursday series. Like, Old School Show, a conversation about music, and Date Night Talk. And I was doing those shows and stuff like that. But many reasons why I decided to take a break, because I got a little discouraged with the numbers of those series. Series, it haven't really been doing good number-wise. And, for me, I don't usually try to focus on numbers or stuff like that. But it would just hit me. It just took a back turn, like, dang. Stuff like that. Also, another reason why I took a break was I felt myself feeling burned out. I felt like I started to do a lot of, and I started to notice it as I went going on the guest appearances. And I noticed from the last guest appearance that I've been on, everybody asked me the same question. Ken, how you been doing? Take a break. When I was on Things About Us back in July, Willie Fiona asked me that question, and I told him I was fine. Then I went on Pressgasm with Kendra. She asked me the same question. How you been doing? Take a break. I told her I'm fine, and I'm doing good. So then I went on another podcast show called the Syphilis Podcast. Shout out to Amanda. Harvey was also on that episode. Who was a part of Did I Make the Rating podcast. And I feel like after that episode, I realized that I was okay. There was many errors that on my part that happened that I don't usually do. And I was kind of embarrassed by it. Then when I realized, like, yeah, it was time to take a step back and, to take a step back and get yourself, figure out. Another reason why I took a break was I found myself feeling overwhelmed with a lot of things. I came off an amazing season, season 6, and and I was through supporting everybody in the podcast community because I'm a fan of a lot of people's shows. Shout out to all of y'all out there. But at the same time, nobody was giving me that same energy back, and I'm not gonna hold you. That got me really frustrated, and it got me mad. I'm not gonna lie, it got me kind of mad, So I just decided to just step away from everything and just take a step back and just figure myself out and figure out the next move and what I should do. So and stuff like that. Because honestly, I knew that was okay when I was started getting mad for no reason over something very little. So I just felt like, yeah, this is time to just take a step back and just, just plan the next move. Because I'm not gonna lie, depression always tends to sneak up on you without you even knowing. And people think they know what depression is, but depression is a way more deeper than just laying in the dark or not being happy and stuff like that. It's way deeper than that. And I just felt like I needed to step away from doing my show, step away from looking at numbers, step away from looking at charts, step away from listening to other podcasts and supporting other people. I just had to step away from all of that, even though I wasn't too active on social media, and then felt like I was really away because I was doing promote my show because season 7, of course, I got to promote my show some kind of way. But I just felt like I had to just take a step back and just figure out, what's the next move. I ain't gonna hold you. The topic of me quitting the show again came up again, but I was like, nah, because why would I quit when I'm telling other people to not give up on their dreams, on their vision? And if I were to do that, it would make me a hypocrite. So I decided to not do it. I decided to take a break because, I'm not gonna lie, a break was kind of much needed for me. I think I needed a break. And everybody knows, I think I definitely kind of needed a break. And I ain't gonna lie, it was a well-needed break. It wasn't like last year where I had to take a break because I was dealing with finance issue and wasn't able to record. This was more of a me thing that I needed to take a break for myself and just pretty much plan the next move. And I ain't gonna lie, I miss the podcast community. I miss doing the show, and I miss y'all. Like I really did miss y'all. And yeah, and I'm happy to do this again, even though it wasn't a Premier Boy podcast, because you already know doing the show with my brothers. It's not like I really focus on the business side when I'm on the Premier Boy podcast. It's just like I'm just doing the show with my brothers, and we just having fun while doing it. And also, we do have a season. We had like 2 more episodes to finish off for the Premier Boy podcast, so it made sense to come back and knock out those 2 episodes. And that's why I decided to take a break, because it was a lot that was going on. I know y'all see me on social media, y'all see me supporting the community, y'all see me doing the podcast show, and y'all see me, doing the quotes of the days, spreading the positivity to everybody. But sometimes behind the scenes, I'm not always happy, and sometimes I need to take my own advice, and that what that break really did was to just take a step back and restart. So yeah, I'm here now, and I'm not going nowhere. Just know that. So what to expect from season 7 of MrGentleman Like That podcast? Well, next episode, we bringing back a segment that we started last season, the top 20 countdown show, and we are bringing back Jaylen on the show. We got our favorite movies part 2, so we bringing her back. This season will be 22 episodes. Last season we had 25 episodes to make up from season 5, but season 7 we got 22 episodes. We're gonna have more guests. I got a lot of dope guests coming through. I'll give y'all more solo episodes. I know last season I brought y'all a lot of solo episodes, but guess what? I still got more stories to tell, and we got more segments, more roundtable discussion episodes. Y'all won't just hear roundtable discussion episode on the spin-off series. Y'all will hear it on the main series as well. Of course, more wrestling prediction and many more. This season, I'm gonna make sure this will be a fun season, and just continue to join me on this journey, because I'm not going nowhere. And MrGentleman Like That podcast, we are on our peak right now. We just got to keep going. So before I go, I just want to say thank you for checking out this update episode of MrGentleman Like That podcast. The real season start next episode, and let's continue to support the show, continue to be there, and thank you for continue to listen to my show, share, review, rate, having me on the charts and everything, man. Like from the bottom of my heart, it really means a lot. So thank you, and we'll be right back. Hello, everybody. This is your boy Ken, aka MrGentleman. Now, I am the host of MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast, and this commercial break is brought to you by MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast presents Spin-off Series Thursdays. And Spin-off Series Thursday is the new home for MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast Spin-off Series. That brought to you shows like A Conversation About Music Podcast, The Old School Show, and Date Night Talk Podcast. And A Conversation About Music podcast is a music spin-off series where we talk about anything music, from the current music scene and the old school music scene, where we interview many guests that's in the music industry and artists about their music journey. We have a segment game called The Face Off, which is a versus inspired game. And we have roundtable discussion about variety of music topics. And y'all can check out A Conversation About Music podcast every first Thursday at 12 a.m. Every first Thursday at 12 a.m. Now, the old school show that featured myself and the star Roddy Rod is a show where we discuss anything old school, from music, TV shows, movies, and many more. We also bring in guests to join in on the old school conversation. Y'all can check out the old school show with myself and the star Roddy Rod every fourth Thursday at 12 a.m. Every fourth Thursday at 12 a.m. And last but not least, we have Date Night Talk podcast with myself and Miss Vanna B, where we talk about anything relationship related topics like love, dating, relationships, cheating, the good and the bad, and many more. And y'all can check out this spin-off series, Date Night Talk podcast, every second and third Thursday at 12 p.m. So look out for MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast presents Spin-Up Series Thursday, A Conversation About Music podcast every first Thursdays. The Old School Show with myself and the star Roddy Rod every fourth Thursdays, and Date Night Talk podcast with myself and Miss Vanna B every second and third Thursdays. And y'all can check out MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast every Sundays for the main series and every Thursday for spin-off series Thursdays. And thank y'all for checking out this commercial break. And now back to your regularly scheduled program. True! I just want to take the time to thank everybody for tuning into the season 7 premiere episode of MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Thank y'all for continue to be here, supporting, listening, and still being here, and continue to ride with me on the journey. It really means a lot. Season 7 is going to be a really good season. You know, y'all already know where I'm at every Sundays and Thursdays at 12 a.m. MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Good Pods, and many more. Y'all can rate the show 5-star rating on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Good Pods, and Podchasers. The more y'all rate the show, the more people know about MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Main series of MrGentleman Lifestyle Podcast every Sundays at 12 p.m. and spin-off series Thursdays every Thursday at 12 p.m. where we feature shows like A Conversation About Music podcast every first Thursday at 12 p.m. Date Night Talk podcast with myself and Miss Vanna B every second and third Thursday at 12 p.m. and the Old School Show with myself and the star Roddy Rod every fourth Thursday at 12 p.m. Y'all can also check me out on the Premier Boys podcast with myself, Aaron Keto Sands, star Roddy Rod, and Long Live the Chief Molly Mal every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Season 4 of the Premier Boys podcast coming soon. Y'all can also check out other shows from the Premier Podverse, King Talk with Aaron Sands, hosted by Aaron Sands. Every Friday at 12 p.m. Star Time Podcast hosted by the Star Rider Rod. Every Monday at 12 p.m. And Long Live the Chiefs podcast show, The Trilogy, coming soon. Check out and support every show from the Premier Power Network right now. If you want to be a guest on the Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast, I am looking for guests for season 7 of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Send me a bio about yourself and everything that you do to my email, KenYPGENT@gmail.com, KenYPGENT@gmail.com, or hit me up on social media, Ken_Mr. Gentleman. I repeat, Ken, KEN _Mr. MR Gentleman, GENTLEMAN, and we can set something up. So y'all probably wondering what's going on with Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Shoutouts. Well, it's time to bring that series back, and we will be doing our first new 5 shoutouts next episode of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. So I was shout outs to new shows and some shows that I did on last season. So some podcast show will get repeated shout outs, and I will do the first 5 next episode of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Also, y'all can add me on Good Pod, Ken Mr. Gentleman. Good Pod catered to many independent podcasters. You can listen to each other's shows. You can see what everybody listening to, and we have the charts. You know, at the moment, I don't have no charts. There will be no Mr. Gentleman achievements because I'm not in no charts at the moment. Because, you know, but one thing I will say, help me get back on the charts. So continue to listen and support Mr. Gentleman like the podcast. Hopefully I will give y'all a Mr. Gentleman achievements next episode. Also, check out the website of Mr. Gentleman like the podcast, www.realmrgentlemanlikethepodcast.com, where you listen to every episode of Mr. Gentleman Like the Podcast. You can watch every video. You can check out every guest appearances that I've been on. You can check out every guest profile that I had on Mr. Gentleman Like the Podcast. We had 62 guests that came on the show and many more to come. Y'all could buy merch at tpublic.com, or y'all can buy some merch through the website. Check out the website, www.realmrgentlemanlikethepodcast.com. And thank y'all for tuning in to the season 7 premiere of Mr. Gentleman Like the Podcast. Next episode, we have our first guest in season 7. We got Jaylyn back on the show, and she is back for another Top 20 Countdown show episode, our favorite movies part 2. So look out for that episode, and thank y'all for tuning into this season 7 premiere episode of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Have a good day or night whenever you're listening to this episode.
Hi, this is Queen Jenny. You listen to Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast with Ken the Gentleman.